If you've been eyeing the DJI Neo2, you're probably imagining crisp aerial footage, smooth controls, and a compact drone that can handle a lot. And in many ways, the Neo2 delivers exactly that. After a week of flying it in real-world conditions, indoors, outdoors, on grass, concrete, and even in light wind, it's clear this little drone is a joy to operate. But like any high-performance gadget, it comes with a few hidden quirks you won't notice on day one. After several sessions, certain limitations become evident, and knowing them up front can save a lot of frustration. One of the first things I noticed is how the battery behaves. DJI advertises up to 19 minutes of flight time, but in practice, you're looking at about 10 to 12 minutes under normal flying conditions. Push the Neo2 in sport mode or do more aggressive maneuvers, and that drops further to 8 or 9 minutes. What's more frustrating is how unevenly the battery drains. The first half of a charge seems perfectly fine, but the last 20 to 25% drops off suddenly. One moment you're at 30%, the next it's down to 16%, then 10%. This can trigger return-to-home warnings faster than expected, making it clear that relying on a single battery isn't enough if you want longer sessions. Extra batteries or the Fly More kit are almost essential for uninterrupted flying. Storage is another hidden challenge. The Neo2 comes with 49 gigabytes of internal memory, which might sound generous at first, but with 4K footage at 60 or 100 frames per second, it fills up surprisingly quickly. There's no micro SD slot, so offloading content after each flight becomes a routine task. It works fine for short clips or casual use, but if you're planning longer shoots, it's something to keep in mind. Signal range is decent, but it has its quirks too. Flying without the optional transceiver works outdoors in open spaces, but indoors, or near buildings, furniture, or strong Wi-Fi signals, the connection can weaken. The transceiver noticeably improves stability and confidence, which is worth considering if you want uninterrupted control in more complex environments. While the obstacle avoidance system works well for large objects, walls, and general indoor navigation, it's not perfect. Thin wires, chair legs, or small plants can still trip it up, and at higher speeds, there's a slight reaction delay. The sensors are helpful, but you still need to be ready for manual adjustments. Physically, the Neo2 is built tough. Prop guards add a layer of protection indoors, but the rear antenna is a vulnerable spot. It sticks out and can be damaged in backward crashes or when packing the drone tightly. Handle it carefully, and you'll avoid unnecessary repairs. Sensors also struggle over reflective surfaces. Flying over water or shiny floors can confuse the downward optical sensors, causing small wobbles or drifting. A safe distance of 2 to 3 meters above water is recommended to maintain stable flight. Similarly, low-light footage can disappoint if you expect the same crispness as daylight. The drone applies strong noise reduction in darker environments, which softens details and smooths textures, a normal limitation for such a small sensor, but noticeable after repeated flights. Extended indoor flights introduce another subtle issue: warmth. With limited airflow indoors, hovering or recording for 15 to 20 minutes makes the drone noticeably warm. It doesn't overheat, but you'll feel it, especially on longer indoor sessions. The app can also be a little temperamental at times. While it usually connects quickly, occasional pairing hiccups or slow live view loading can occur, requiring a quick unplug, replug, or restart to get it working. Despite these small but real issues, the Neo2 has plenty of positives that make it a joy to fly. It's incredibly fun, smooth, and stable, offering excellent control even for beginners. The built-in prop guards increase confidence when flying indoors, and daylight footage is consistently sharp, colorful, and clean. The drone's durability is impressive. It can handle bumps without drama, which is a huge relief for first-time pilots. Overall, it's probably the most beginner-friendly DJI drone currently available, offering a remarkable combination of performance, fun, and portability. In short, the DJI Neo2 is a powerful, enjoyable little drone, but like any tool, it has its limits. Knowing about uneven battery drain, limited storage, signal quirks, obstacle detection challenges, sensor sensitivities, and minor thermal or app issues will help you set realistic expectations and get the most out of your flights. For anyone who values smooth handling, great footage, and beginner-friendly operation, the Neo2 still delivers. But being aware of these hidden problems ensures every session is a safe and satisfying one. At around 151 grams, the Neo2 stays under the 250-gram category, which helps avoid stricter rules in many regions. It's less intimidating to people nearby, and it's easier to fly in public spaces. But remember, even though it's small, it's powerful enough to hurt if it hits someone. The built-in prop guards help, but fly responsibly. Controllers and goggles compatibility. The Neo2 works with the latest DJI controllers: RC2, RCN3, RCN2, Motion Controller 3, FPV Remote Controller 3. It also supports Goggles 3, Goggles N3. Older controllers, like those from the Mini 2 era, won't work. If you already own newer DJI gear, you can reuse your controller or goggles, which saves money. Final verdict. The DJI Neo2 is designed to be the most friendly, accessible, and enjoyable drone in DJI's lineup. It's not aimed at cinema-level work. It's built for fun, travel, creativity, and learning. If you understand its battery limits, storage setup, and sensor behavior, it delivers an excellent experience. For anyone wanting a small, safe, and easy-to-fly drone that lets you focus on the moment, the Neo2 is a perfect choice. The DJI Avata 360 has taken a major step toward launch, and drone enthusiasts finally have a big reason to celebrate. On November 19, 2025, the highly anticipated FPV drone officially appeared in the United States Federal Communications Commission database. This FCC listing is not just paperwork. It means the drone has cleared one of the biggest hurdles required before it can be sold in the U.S. market. For DJI fans and creators waiting for the next big leap in immersive aerial filmmaking, this is a strong signal that the Avata 360 is getting closer to making its real-world debut. With FCC approval now confirmed, the story has moved beyond rumors and into the realm of real consumer readiness. The FCC certification ensures that the Avata 360 meets strict wireless communication and electronic safety standards. Every device that uses radio transmission must comply with these rules to avoid harmful interference and to make sure it operates safely. The listing under FCC ID SS3-DVN3NT shows that the drone complies with U.S. requirements, while the IC certification confirms the same for the Canadian market. The filing also shows battery details and standard warnings, including reminders to keep hands away from the moving parts of the drone. Interestingly, this approval also comes at a politically sensitive time.